Tonight or this evening at sunset in the kitchen with Jelly on the back porch. It's going to be collard greens, fat back, chicken broth in the Instant Pot. We're going to get that started right now. Be right back. Alrighty, like I said, tonight it is collard greens. Now this is a 32-ounce bag. This is an 8-quart Instant Pot. I'll say this, you need a decent sized Instant Pot to cook collards or turnips or any of that, because they take up a lot of room when you start and they cook down a long way. So if you're going to cook for, more than yourself, any other people, you're going to want a decent sized Instant Pot. And the 32-ounce bag works perfect in an 8-quart. I mean, in fact, I'll show you. That right there is as good as you're going to get. That's a perfect size bag for a perfect size for the 8-quart pot that I love. I love the 8-quart. I really do. Now, the only thing I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put some chicken broth in it. And I'm going to say 2 cups, but I'm going to be pretty... This is one I've already opened the other day, so I've already used some out of it. So just for the record, I'm going to measure what I have, which is 2 3/4 cups. And like I say a lot of times, measurements ain't that big a deal. I mean, they are. They're a deal. But I want plenty of pot liquor, To me, collard greens got to have pot liquor. So I'm not worried about getting, too much. Within reason, I wouldn't put, 8 cups in there or something. But other than that, tonight I bought sliced pork. Now, sometimes I don't. I buy the solid, not sliced, and I cut it into 1-inch cubes or so. And then that helps it cook, a little faster. And the truth is, I hate to say it, a lot of people cringe at it, but I eat it. It's nothing but pretty much bacon. It's the same thing bacon's made out of, and you can see the fat. Don't eat the fat if you're worried about the fat. Eat the meat. But anyhow, I'm going to get off of that. If you don't want to eat the fat, then don't, but a lot of people like it. I do. I got cornbread in the oven right now. I'm going to be eating this with some cornbread, and it's one of my favorite meals. Now, like I said, it's sliced, pre-sliced already, and I'm kind of on the fence with that, but to be honest with you, this is what I found. They didn't have any that was cubed, but it's going to be fine. It's like always, You have to vary sometimes, and it's not a big deal. And if you're watching this, you're probably learning how to cook collard greens. So don't let it bother you. That's going to be perfect. I'm telling you, it's going to work great. All we got to do now, we've got everything in there. Oops, I'm sorry, we don't either. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and that's just to take a little bit of, I think I've said it before. I know I have in some of my other videos. I really do like vinegar in a lot of things, and it works well with many recipes. I use it a good bit. Well, a lot of times with pork. Not really so much here for the pork, but I love vinegar, with pork especially, and collard greens. That's why I put it in here. Anyhow, all we're going to do now, put the lid on, knock it to seal. We're going to hit manual, and we're going to go to 30 minutes, and that sounds a little long, people, but I'm telling you, it to me, as many times I've tried it, and I don't do it but one time. I don't cook my pork or my fat back, or if I cut, like I say, if I'm using my normal fat back, when I cut it into 1-inch cubes, this is what I do. I put it in there on top of that, and the 1-inch cubes cook fine in 30 minutes. I'm positive. I've taken a read on them before. They're cooked. So, that being said, that is all really there is to cooking collard greens in an Instant Pot. It is as simple as it gets, and I've done it all kinds of ways. I've cooked it on the stove, as a lot of people have. It takes hours, to get them tender. They're going to be fine right there. And also, this being a portable unit, as I say a lot of times, you can't beat this for cooking collards. If you've ever cooked collards, they have I just don't like cooking them in the house. They kind of smell the house up, to be honest with you. So outside works great. Anyhow, we're going to let them cook for 30 minutes, and I'll show you what they look like. And I'll see y'all in a little bit then. Okay, for the record, about 23 minutes for that to come up to pressure. And like I said, just for the record, just want to make sure everything's good to go. It took about 23 minutes with that 2 3/4. So, you know, add that to your time. Alrighty. It has cooked its 30 minutes. It quits beeping. All we're going to do is a quick release, and y'all know what that means. And the only thing I'll try to say every time is watch where you got your hands. And that right there. We're going to let that bleed down, and I'm going to show you what they look like. And I'm going to make me a plate. Hopefully my cornbread will be ready by then. Be right back. Okay, I mean, as soon as I touched that button, that pin dropped. So 4 minutes to bleed down, if anybody cares. Now, what we're going to do right now is just see what they look like. And here they go. See what they look like, and you can see it looks fantastic. And I'm going to fog up the camera. Let's see what that fat back looks like. It looks just like it should. It is, I guarantee you, it is absolutely delicious. And I'm going to mix it up, and that type right there, the slice, is going to break up in there. You can see the greens are cooked down. You see how far they cooked down. I'm going to fog the camera again, but the greens cooked down to a long way, like they always do. And that fat back's going to be kind of built in. Like I said, a lot of times I use dang it, I use a cubed. You know, I cut it into 1-inch cubes, and they don't break down that small, but that'll be perfect. That might be better. I may start doing it this way more often. But I'm going to mix this up, and we're going to get some on a plate. I got to go get my cornbread out of the oven. It was timing out right as I walked out. I'm hoping I can get this over there a little bit better before, and my camera's going to fog over again. But you can see it. I mean, that right there is collard greens, and they're cooked perfect. So anyhow, I'm going to put the lid back on while I go get the cornbread ready, and we're going to get some on a plate, and I'm going to eat them. So I'll be right back. Okay. It is time, and as you can see, for a couple of things right quick, is I have a skillet that has a lid that fits my 8-quart Instant Pot perfect. So it works great. I brought just that in. And one more thing to point out about cooking outside, collard greens, they kind of smell the house up, if you know what I mean. And it's, you know, it's not a anyhow, it works real well to cook outside, especially in the Instant Pot. And then you bring this in. And this is exactly how I'll put it in the refrigerator tonight. And tomorrow night, when I'm ready to eat them, this goes right back in the Instant Pot, and I hit keep warm. It's absolutely perfect. My cornbread, which you gotta have with collard greens, I mean, it is something. I've got a video on it if you want to see it. I love cornbread, and I learned to cook it quite a few years ago because my wife doesn't like it that much, so she doesn't cook it. So I had to learn how. But anyhow, this is how I eat it. I put a good bit of butter on it. I'm not going to lie, I like butter. I like butter on my cornbread, and I've got some hot sauce out here for my collards, and the collards are fantastic. Now, you'll notice I didn't put sugar in my collards. Well, a lot of people do, and I'll be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with it. I ain't gonna say I hadn't ever. I don't normally. To me, if you want, it's like hot sauce. A lot of people put hot sauce, or they put red chili flakes in it. If you want it hot, I mean, I say do it after it's cooked. I mean, there's no need making it all that way unless you're doing something, you know, different than just collard greens and maybe some fatback. Anyhow, as you see, I promise you, I do like butter, and I love it on my cornbread. It's one of the reasons I think I like cornbread. Butter goes well with it. So, that being said, we're going to get some of these out of here. As simple as that should be. I'm going to set that down before I drop it, and it goes bouncing across the floor. But I got plenty of pot liquor too, so I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But this right here is all you need for a meal. Now, you can do, you know, other stuff with it. You can do a lot of other meat or something to go with it. But I'm telling you, the fatback works pretty good for meat. And collard and cornbread, yeah, I still say it can't be beat. Now at 30 minutes, I don't know if you can tell it. There's probably no way of actually showing it. But the collards still have some chew. I don't really like for mine to be mushy. I mean, it still got some chew. And, you know, as you cook it again tomorrow night or the next night or whatever, they'll soften up a little bit. But this is the way I like them. A little bit of chew. They're cooked perfect, if you ask me. And a piece of cornbread and that right there. And then I'm going to actually put some of this pepper sauce on it, which I'll show you what it is. And I mean, everybody has the kind they like the best. But this right here, I just do this right here with it. That is it. And this is a company, I don't know if you can see it, but there you go, Trappy's. It's a good pepper sauce. I use it on a lot of things, but you can see that is a southern delicacy. I'm telling you, that is perfect. But anyhow, I'm going to leave you at that. I'm going to go with in the kitchen with jelly. On point. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know anybody that won't eat this. But anyhow, in the kitchen with jelly. Y'all like and subscribe if you'd like. No big deal, like I say. If you don't, it's no big deal. Just want you to... I know this is a fairly short video, and it doesn't tell you a lot of things other than how to cook collard greens. Just, you know, kind of right out of the gate. No special things, just collards. And I have a video on the cornbread, by the way. You can find it, and I'll show you how to do that as a beginner. But anyhow, y'all come back to see me, and have a good night. Okay, like always, I usually forget something. So I wanted to show y'all what I meant by the pot liquor. All right, I'm going to pull out, and you can see they're perfect. They are fantastic, man. And like I said before, when you put this back in the Instant Pot tomorrow night and the next night and reheat them, they're going to get even softer. Honestly, this is where I want them. You know, you can't prevent them from getting a little softer, but they are, you couldn't get any better than that 30 minutes. I'm trying to show you my pot liquor, so I got to figure out how to get this camera. But I think you know what it is. You get the idea. And all you do is you get up a little bit of pot liquor like that right there. Now, a lot of people would have this in a bowl. They might not have it on a plate, and then all you do is pour that over your cornbread. And that is Southern pot liquor, collard green pot liquor right there. And in a bowl, they would crush it up with a fork, put some pot liquor on it, and a scoop of that right there, and make almost a collard green soup, cornbread soup. But like I said, you just about can't beat that. That is a great meal. It's really quick, really easy, and really cheap. But anyhow, once again, y'all come back to see me in the kitchen with jelly. And I've said it before. I'll say it one more time. It's hard to find me. But you can find me at www.jelly007.com. And honestly, on certain phones, I'm mentioning iPhones kind of, you have to put that in, even into your Google search on an iPhone, or it'll find somebody else, in other words. But www.jelly007.com. Y'all come back to see me, and y'all have a good night.